All right, everybody, welcome. It's Friday, finally here. Let's I guess let's go ahead and kick this thing off. We got a little bit to discuss. All right, 3, 2, 1. Yo. Let's straighten up the screen here. I don't know why the Rams flag. The Rams flag is, and it's the St. Louis Ram flag, by the way. I've had since like 2002, 2003. Doesn't need to be in the shot though. This is not a Rams show. Although I'm open to the idea of it being a Rams show. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Pump your brakes, especially you Niners fans. Okay. All levels are good to go. Make sure you guys tell me if you're having any sound issues or if the picture isn't coming in quite too well. Look at this. We forgot a light. Oh, come here, light. Come here, light. Oh, I got to get up. There we go. That way you can really see my ugly face. Oh, God. It's such a tight squeeze in here. All right. Hope you guys are doing really well. Hope you had a good week. I know we're still waiting on some basketball news, waiting on some commitments there. Really, again, Patreon, they're all over it. When I get anything, I'm there. But you guys are already beating me to the punch. Some of you, I love that. It's rumors and all sorts of stuff, and it's kind of like by committee. We talk about running back room, right? We talk about your run game, run by committee, right? Got 2 or 3 running backs you rely on. That's how Patreon is. You got some people we can rely on that do have some pretty good information, a lot of good takes, but it's also just where the conversation is happening. If you go into main chat and you're like in our Tuss Talk Discord and you're like, there's not really much going on here. If you're a Patreon member, just click on the basketball or the football page. It's been very active. Not as much lately, but it's up until, last couple days, it's been super active. So shout out to all those guys. Celtics for life. Bill Clinton's favorite secretary or intern. I forget his full name. I just read the first part of his name and just start to giggle a little bit. John Haas always has some pretty good takes in the football pages. Austin, very active there. We got a lot of active people in that Patreon room, a lot. I could sit here and name them all off, but it would be half of our active users, if not more. All right. Remember to like, share, subscribe. I do appreciate you. I know we got a baseball game coming up here soon. I don't plan on this being the full hour. I don't plan on it being the full hour, but once we get going, sometimes it just keeps going. Shout out to Patreon supporters. We do not have an updated name list yet. You guys know I got to say it every time this month. I will get that probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. And then maybe a couple of days or a day or so after that, I'm able to update everything and get all the names added to the list. We did have some people. We had a few people drop. I'm going to tell you, legendary status folks are going to have a good. If you're in legendary status, your numbers got a little bit better because we had a couple of people drop. So once I figure out, once I get that name list, I think we went from. I want to say we went from 18 down to 16 for last month. So that means you've got a pretty good shot at getting this Alex Collins card. Alex Collins autographed card. It's too late. I think it's too late now. I don't know that if you sign up now, you'll be eligible because Patreon confuses me as to when they do these payouts. And I swear to God, it's changed over the months. All right. I shot part of a video earlier for Patreon supporters. A part of it. It's me trying this stuff out. It's sugar-free, Ray's. It's called Baja Lime. You see that? That's the flavor, sorry. Baja Lime. I got it at Harps because, of course, Harps has 1,000 drinks. Their drink wall is awesome. It's undefeated. So I looked at it and I thought, all right, clearly they're trying to market off the Baja Blast. So I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm going to finish shooting that video for you guys for Patreon supporters. Along in that video, it won't just be that. It'll be some more Arkansas stuff. Arkansas-related content, of course. All right. If you want to join Patreon, please consider. Shout out to the sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They operate out of Central Arkansas and in Northwest Arkansas. They offer same-day services, quality parts, and affordable outcomes. Man, oh man, if you need work done, give them a call. It's free estimates. How can you beat that? And again, affordable outcomes. 501-244-3667. That's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. And, of course, our recent addition to the sponsorship wall, Insurance Max, baby. They offer business, personal, life and health insurance plans. Give them a call. Their link is provided for you down below. They just joined up. Appreciate Wes for hopping on. And, yeah, it's awesome. It's always good to have a couple sponsors. They help keep this thing afloat. Patreon is it took the spot of needing to go after more after going after another sponsor. But then you realize, oh my God, it could change. When you lose just a couple of people, it could drastically change your amount, right, that you receive. And it's like, all right, I'm going to have to go after some more stable. I'm going to have to bring on more sponsors. I've got to start cold calling. I got to do it. All right. What up, Ty, my guy? What's up? In the pod with J-Rod. How you doing, bro? How's it going? Hope all's well. Steven McFall. What up, Tyzilla? What's going on? All right. So, appreciate all you being here. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Where are we? So, Arkansas. I had my list. There it is. Arkansas is going to take on Kentucky. That's a big one. We'll start there really quick. Arkansas on the road. This is a very this is a big series. You've already got basketball. You already got Kentucky, Big Blue Nation. All up in their feelings. Anytime you can't even post the most random thing, if you're an Arkansas fan or an Arkansas-related media website, whatever, if you tweet, Kentucky fans are going to be in your mentions. They are butthurt still. And you know that's going to add a little bit of spice to baseball. Maybe not a lot, maybe not a ton. I'm sure I wouldn't be shocked if they started out with some, like, Cal sucks chants or something. I don't know. I mean, Kentucky fans are wild. I mean, we always knew their Twitter, the big BBN was up there. When you talk about the craziest fans on Twitter, they're up there, and I think they're actually beyond Arkansas Twitter on the wild factor. So God only knows how their fans – I wonder how their fans treat Arkansas fans. This is a big game. 2 top 10 teams going at it. Kentucky 33-9. They've got a 3 wins to 1 loss SEC ratio at 16-5. They have only lost 1 home series. They swept Georgia in Lexington. Of course, they swept Ole Miss because Ole Miss is trash. They swept Bama. In fact, they held Bama to just 3 runs that entire series in Lexington. They went on the road, swept Auburn. They hung 17 runs in a midweek game against Louisville. But they have lost 4 of their last 5 games. They dropped their series at home. Their only series loss, and I glanced at it, I'm pretty sure that's right. Their only series loss is to South Carolina. Or I'm sorry, Tennessee at home. And Tennessee, we know, can make runs. They could do it. But they actually kind of held their own in a couple games. They only gave up 3 runs in the first game against Tennessee, winning 5-3. Then they dropped the next 2, 9-4, and then 13-11. Even in game 3, they managed to get 11 runs. Wasn't enough. And then they dropped this last weekend in Columbia, 2 out of 3. The one game they did win, they had 15 runs, but they gave up 13 runs, and then they were shut out in their final game against South Carolina, losing the series 10-0. So this is their only game. That was the last time they played. Was on Sunday, April 28th. Tonight is game 1. It starts at about 15 minutes. I will be running over. I will be here probably for the first inning or 2. I don't know, but I generally want to get into like 6 o'clock is the time that I want to go live, but because of baseball, I go a little bit earlier. And I might just have a few brews with the neighbor tonight. They lost their dog. It really sucks. Feel bad for him and his wife. Shout out to Alex. They lost their dog. They love their animals, and they just lost them. And we don't know where she's at. She's off in the neighborhood somewhere here in Springdale, and they've got signs out, or they've got stuff out. Trying to look for their dog, asking if people have seen their dog. I might hang out with the neighbor tonight. Might have a few beers. If not tonight, maybe sometime this weekend. Got to be there, man. Alex is a bro. He's a bro. It's good to have good neighbors, by the way. Him and his wife, excellent neighbors. So Arkansas again taking on Kentucky in Lexington. Yeah, I have Arkansas. My initial thought was Arkansas was going to drop 2 out of 3. I just their hitting on the road is not good. It's sub 220. It's just not good hitting. And if there was ever a year you were upset with hitting, all things considered, it'd probably be this year. If you're just looking at the numbers, the one thing that you don't see that doesn't show up in the analytics when you're talking about offense in baseball is what? Or at least as far as I know, you can't find it. Timely hitting. Now you could talk about like runners in scoring position, right? When they're on second and third base. Okay, but timely hitting could mean a lot of things, right? It could be late inning when you're trailing by a run or two and it's getting a key run or key hits or whatever, getting on base, getting in the RISP, and then getting home, finding a way to score. And their hitting has been good under those circumstances. Late in games when they're trailing, not very many teams come back trailing by 7. I think A&M had done it a couple of weeks ago in an SEC game. They were trailing like 9-0, then they turned around and that was A&M, right? And they run ruled. I mean, that's crazy. A&M, I'm just going to say, guys, A&M, that's kind of ridiculous. But, yeah. So, not very many teams, though, could trail by 7, 8, 9 runs and come back and find a way to win it. To come back and run rule somebody is crazy. I'm pretty sure that was A&M, and I know it was in an SEC game. But anyways, timely hitting has been there, and obviously the pitching has been mostly good. Lately, it's not been as good as we were hoping. They're starting to drop in team ERA rankings a little bit, but that's to be expected when you play in this when you play this damn league. When you play in the SEC, that's easier said than done, man. It's tough. Hey, if you guys have any questions or comments, fire away. I'm going to do my best to read. It doesn't look super active in the chat, but let's see what we got. Who committed? Well, we're going to talk about that. As you can see, we have a list of subjects here, and we're on subject number 1, or topic number 1, so just be patient. That also makes it 4 straight years that Arkansas has had a guy in the NBA Combine. Okay. Oh, I see. Brady was talking about, okay, Brazil is on the NBA Draft Combine invite list that was just released. Okay, well, I know he hit the portal, and I put a short out on that a couple of days ago, or was that yesterday? I put out a short talking about it. I didn't include it here because I already have the short out, but okay, so he did make the Combine. All right. Does Pope throw the opening pitch? That's wouldn't shock me. I mean, why not? I mean, you've got this Arkansas, Kentucky. It's certainly a rivalry in basketball, and who knows what this series in baseball brings. What's going on, Megan? Let's see here. Losing your dog or any pet is so hard. Yeah, it is. In the last year, I had to put down the family dog and cat. Oh, both of them? The family dog and cat? And was there for both? It's not easy, but it's the right thing to do. Oh, that sucks, man. We had to put our Jack Russell down. That was rough. Bandit had been in our family since 2009. 2009, 2010, somewhere in there, and we had to put him down. That was rough. That was a tough day. It's not easy. They are a member of the family. My wife was in the room with him. Down 9-0 to Georgia, tied by third, 17-9. So there you go. Camo's on top of it. Camo, I don't know if you're in our Discord or not, but you need to join and get in on the baseball discussion. I'm so ashamed of Pat Beverley. He knows better than to throw basketball at women's heads. Okay, so I didn't see the whole video. That's what Patrick Beverley did? I just saw that he might get in trouble by the league. I didn't actually see what went down. Oh, my God, Patrick Beverley. What are you doing, man? These guys, why do you do this to fans? I know fans say the most outrageous crap. I'm sure that's got to get annoying, especially when they're sitting behind you, which I guess that person was. But, going up in the stands like we saw a little while, well, it's been a while now, player getting into a fight with fans, that's just, it should be a penalty, a big one. It should. And I hate to say that because I like Pat Beverley. He's my guy. I've got pretty sure I got another card of his around here somewhere. But you can't do that. You can't interact. Listen, you're going to mouth to him. You ever see the way Kobe Bryant would kind of handle fans? You ever watch those videos where he just kind of look at them and smirk? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You look at him and you smirk. All right, just watch. Or point to the scoreboard if you're winning or whatever. I don't mind a little bit of that, but when it gets physical, whether it's throwing stuff, which apparently happened, I didn't know that. I just saw that he could be facing a suspension. Yeah, he should, and a fine. He should. Again, Patrick Beverley is great player. Obviously, we have pride with former Razorbacks in the NBA. We've had a recent surge of those lately. Bad moments for Pat Bev. He's my guy, but he's yeah. It's just you let something get out of hand, and I don't think he has a history of doing that with fans, as far as I know. I've listened to some of his podcasts, and I like, of course, seeing him talk about Calipari and seeing him talk about the Razorbacks is always awesome. I wish he would talk more about the Razorbacks on his podcast, but I think he's brought him up. I say that. I don't watch him all the time. I've seen some stuff here and there, clips. There's a little bit of love there for the Razorbacks, a little bit. But you don't want anybody to have any kind of altercation with fans. It's just you can't let it get that far. Pat was way out of pocket, says Camo. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to watch the entire video. That's really unfortunate for Patrick Beverley to act that way. That's really unfortunate. And again, I'll say it again. He should catch a fine and a suspension. Absolutely. I hate that for that organization. I hate that for his team. And I hate that for him in some ways. But, man, you got to be smarter than that. That's a selfish moment. You just let something get to your head. It's like when you're fighting on the floor. Like, what are you doing? Don't do that. You guys know I like a little bit of crap talk, all right? I like a little bit. I like it because it's showing that passion. But when you're doing that to other players and it gets physical, and then you're doing it with fans, come on. No. Got to draw the line somewhere, and you got to be careful. Ty, you should watch it and live react. I guess I'm going to have to watch this because you guys keep talking about it. Well, I'll watch it here in a minute. Let me make sure I can pull it up, and we'll flip over to it. I do want to watch it. I appreciate all the likes and retweets. Philip is always retweeting. Unbiased Brim is always retweeting. Austin and John Haas, I know they're probably busy right now, but they will. I guarantee you John's going to come back, watch this. Austin will retweet. I appreciate you guys. I really do. That means a lot because you guys know I talk about it often. I do, but it's so I can remind y'all I'm fighting an algorithm that's a SOB right now. Let's look this up. Pat home road. Pat Bev. It's mostly reactions. Okay, I won't watch it. I'm going to pause it. It's showing Milwaukee, so I'm going to pause it. We'll come back to this, and I'll watch this here in a little bit. I haven't seen the whole thing. I just read that he was suspended or that he's facing suspension. Yeah, composure. You got to keep your composure. I just joined. What happened? What's up, Austin Cross? We were just talking about Patrick Beverley, former Razorback. Getting a little testy with some fans. Hey, did you guys see Arkansas Edge today, what they posted on Twitter? Now, I will tell you, I won't hide it. I'm about to sneeze. Hang on, I can feel it. You know when you can feel it? It's like creeping up. My allergies are starting to kick in, y'all. I've been wondering all spring, no issues with allergies, and my car was covered in pollen, nothing in here, and I could feel it. Arkansas Edge, at Arkansas Edge NIL, posted their total membership. They posted it for everyone to see. We have gained, now this is gained, this isn't total, but they have gained over 300 members since the Drive for 5 launched. We are so close to hitting our first milestone. We need your help to get there. Visit ArkansasEdgeNIL.com/Drive for 5 and become a member and be entered to win one of our giveaway items. The giveaway items include, these are pretty cool actually. Signed Coach Cal basketball, 2 tickets for the Mississippi State home series next weekend. Okay, I guess that's okay. If you're talking about what, you don't have any more home games, so what else are they going to do? But then probably one of the coolest parts of this is dinner for 2 at Wright's Barbecue. Now, considering we live in considering inflation and what's going on in our country, that's probably like a $75 deal right there, right? Dinner for 2 at Wright's Barbecue. Dinner for 2 at Wright's Barbecue. See, there's your hook. They could have. Come on, Arkansas Edge. You could have done that. You could have clipped together just a short video. Dinner for 2 at Wright's Barbecue. Something I don't know. 2 tickets for Mississippi State. Yeah, it'd be cooler if Mississippi State was I don't know. Say what you want. That's not a bad deal. 2 tickets, dinner for 2, and then the signed ball. That's pretty cool. So I guess that's 3 different giveaways, and that's when they hit their first milestone. But just 300 members added since they started this? When did they start the Drive for 5? When did they start this? Was it not back in I feel like it was earlier this year. I know it was. That's still wild to me. And I was trying to look for analytics. I don't know what their total number is. I do appreciate them coming out and saying, "Hey, here's what we've done so far." That's cool. See, I'm looking here. The Drive for 5. So we saw the first thing back on April 30th, but I know obviously that it's been longer than that. April 24th is when we got the Coach Cal video, which Kentucky fans were just crapping all over. When did they start the Drive for 5, y'all? Back on April 10th, On3NIL retweeted the Arkansas Edge NIL Collective has released merchandise commemorating Coach Cal's hire. Proceeds benefit athletes. A source previously told On3 that Cal will have at least 5. Well, they're talking about the NIL stuff. Well, I don't know when they started the Drive for 5, but I feel like it's been a minute. I feel like they started this. Well, anyways. The Edge is just so far behind. It just is, or at least I feel like it is. That's not the fault of the people that are running it right now. That's not the fault of anyone other than, I would argue, that Hunter Yurchek. This should have been done a couple of years ago. And by the way, they're operating within the system that the NCAA I mean, this is the only thing they have. This is all they can do, right? I'm talking about the NCAA. It's clear that any millionaire could walk around and offer, and can do what John Tyson did, right? Any millionaire can do this. Anyone can walk up and just be like, all right, I'm going to buy your players. I'm going to buy your roster for you. That's got to make this thing, when you're trying to plead to fans to come be a part of this, that's got to make it difficult for fans. I mean, imagine you're sitting here and you're getting emails and you're pulling up Twitter and you're seeing Edge asking you to join, and not that long ago you just read that a billionaire, I said millionaires, billionaire with a lot of chicken money is, gonna help out the NIL by a lot, but then the U of A is still asking for public help. They're asking for Hog fans to help. And look, they should. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I am just saying, though, that this has got to be one of the struggles that Edge has to deal with. I was going to say earlier, I have reached out to Arkansas Edge to bring somebody on if they wanted to talk. Someone had reached out to me and said, it sounds like Edge, forgot the guy that's in charge of it now. I forgot his name. But I guess he's been going on some other places and talking about Edge. I'd love for him to come on here. So I did reach out. I DM'd him. And, Chris Bauer, Bauer. I reached out to him. I DM'd him. I said, hey, man, I'm interested if you want to come on, talk a little bit about what's going on with Edge. But I don't want to continue ranting about Edge, and it's not his fault. I think he's doing everything within his ability to help spread the word. I think the day they dropped Edge, there should have been billboards. Like, it should have been a massive push by Hunter Yurachek, where you're seeing everything, or you're seeing Edge everywhere. When you drive into Fayetteville, when you're on 49 and you're coming from Fort Smith, you're coming out of the tunnel. Hell, before you drive into the damn tunnel, there should be Arkansas Edge. What, you're telling me the U of A can't work with the state? With the highway, with Arkansas Highway? You're telling me they can't work with these people and be like, hey, we're trying to raise NIL. Surely you guys understand the struggle we're up against here. Let us put Edge when you're driving into that or out of that tunnel. The Bobby Hopper tunnel. We used to call it the Bobby Hopper transfer portal / tunnel. I'm just saying, I would have had a huge marketing push, and there wasn't anything NIL related or Edge related on campus that I saw until a little while after the fact. I don't know. That's just me. Like, I'm not. It's got to be tough, and I'm sure that to put ads out like that costs a lot of money, and they're trying to sink all their money back into the program. I mean, social media is a thing. You're going to push it all over social media, as they have. They're going to send out emails. I'm not saying they've done like a horrible job, but I kind of thought after they announced Edge, I thought we were going to see it plastered all over Arkansas. And maybe it is. I'm just not seeing it. I don't leave my house enough. Maybe it is. But I've been in and out of Fayetteville quite a few times. In fact, I've been on campus several times for practice, for spring camp, and I don't think I saw a single thing about Edge. So I'm just saying, need to get your marketing team all over that. Need to spread the word. So they've added 500 since they started this, the Drive for 5. And I thank you, Chris Turner and Wes, for the retweets. Appreciate you guys. Matt at Matt501 on Twitter. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the retweet. I don't know, you guys. They're doing what? They've added how many? 500? I don't know if those prizes are enough or if that stuff that they're offering. And by the way, I have it pulled up here. $25, you get a digital pass. Nowhere on here, by the way, they don't offer, as far as I could see, unless I overlooked it. There's no Hogs Plus membership added anywhere. Hogs Plus has a relationship with the U of A. We know there's a partnership there. Maybe they didn't want to be a part of it. That's always possible. You get a quarterly newsletter, exclusive apparel and swag giveaways, exclusive student athlete digital content. And then invitations to watch parties and tailgates. What? To watch parties and tailgates? Has anyone been to any of these? Has anyone gotten an invite to a watch party and do a tailgate? And then there's a $50, which is their bronze, which you get a digital membership card, a metal membership card, card decal, $50. You don't get that at the $25. And then receive 10% off at Wright's Barbecue. Now, that's not bad. I'm not going to lie to you. 10% off, that's the taxes, I guess. I'll tell you what would make that more appealing is like 25% off, right? So I'm just saying. And here's the other thing, too. There ought to be more local. Come on, where's Slim's? Where's Flying Burrito? Oh, did you guys see a car went through the drive-thru at Flying Burrito? I highly recommend that you guys I highly recommend if they're back up and operational, go get some steak nachos. They're not a sponsor, but by God, I will give them all the free to my little space here on YouTube. I'm going to tell you guys, go get their steak nachos. Oh my God, it's the best 5 pounds of food you'll ever eat in your life. I just feel like there ought to be more representation from these companies around here. Let them get in on it. $100 is the silver pass. You get discounted pricing for member events, member exclusive ticket giveaways. And again, this is $100 a month, not a one-time $100 thing. This is $100 a month. Member exclusive hat, and then you get 10% off Wright's Barbecue. So it doesn't go up, it stays the same. And then the $250 gold pass, $250 a month. So they've added 500 members. We don't get numbers on this. We don't know how many of those are gold pass, silver pass. Unless, again, it's entirely possible I missed it. Look at you guys out here retweeting. I see you. Jeff Ankney. I'm probably still butchering that name. I'm not telling you, and we had this small discussion in Discord a little while ago. I'm not telling anyone that they shouldn't give to Edge. I'm not saying that at all. If you think it's worth your time, go do it. I understand the challenges that their team is up against. You know, you've also got, like I said, inflation is wild. It costs so much more to go to Walmart and get your groceries or Harps or wherever you're going. Aldi's. I know a lot of people go to Aldi's. It's getting more and more expensive to eat out. It's more like Taco Bell. There was a time when like $15 or $20, and listen, you're talking to a guy who worked for that company for 4 years. There was a time when like $15-20 could feed a family. You know, it may not be a ton of food, but that could feed a family. Now that's like, for a family of 4, you might feed the kids on that. So they've got so many challenges. I just feel like this Drive for 5, it's so underwhelming. And by the way, I'm on their website, and I was hoping to see if it says when they started the Drive for 5, but I don't see it published anywhere where the published date that this thing started. But they're way down on their goal of 5,000. They're way down. Oh, so we do have their total number. Okay, I see it. Now my site loads. It didn't load the whole thing until I refreshed it. Okay, 769 members. Man, for real? 769 members. Man, I got a long ways to go. So if you want to help, go be a part of that. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that of all of these, I don't know. I think the $100 a month, I mean, that's real easy for me to spend your money, right? $100 a month has some pretty cool stuff. The $250, there it is. $250 has the cool stuff. I don't know who's going to pay $250 a month who can afford that. Meet and greet autograph sessions. I don't know that I guess maybe did they do some stuff for the red-white scrimmage? I don't remember seeing anything. And if they did, publicize it. Post it on Twitter. Celebrate it. Show imagery of former players signing autographs and like, oh, hey, look, this person, they got in because they're a part of Edge. They're a part of this. Publicize it. Market it everywhere. If you've had these events, I don't know if they have or not. Oh, by the way, you get a member exclusive hoodie. That's pretty cool. Priority event access. That's a little vague. So yeah, I don't know. It is tough for Chris and his team. I'm not even going to sit here and blow smoke like that. It's tough to do this. It's really, I think, obviously what would help, and I think you would all agree with this. I think they got a little bit of a push after Coach Cal got hired. And listen, Sam, say whatever you want about Sam. You're gonna need a salesman and a big name for your football coach. Your next guy, assuming Sam, if he doesn't make it, right? If he doesn't survive 2024, I think more fans would be willing to give a little bit of money to a coach that you could get behind. And I'm sorry, Sam's a good guy, and he was on Paul Feinbaum the other day talking about drinking old cold beer. Okay, but meanwhile, what are we doing to be better? And it's really hard for people to buy into what's going on with this football program. So it is what it is. But Arkansas, I think, will eventually get there with this, no matter who the head coach is. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle. Hopefully, the economy gets better here in the next year or so. Stuff that's completely out of their control. Remember, this was all started thanks to the NCAA opening up the portal and the NIL damn near the same time. No restrictions, no limitations when you're talking about the portal. There's all this tampering going on. There's all this stuff. So it creates extra, like you have to really push into the NIL stuff. So maybe they'll get it all figured out. I don't know. You guys tell me. You got it right this time, Ty? Oh, all right. Good. Hit the like button and share. Help out Ty. People show some love. I appreciate you, Sarge. Thank you. Not even 1,000. How are they claiming to be close then? If I'm reading that right, yeah. I mean, their little temperature gauge here says 769. 15%. Now maybe this has not been refreshed. Let me refresh it. Yeah, it still says 769. That's wild, isn't it? That's wild. Wait, who's a hog? Did they get a commitment? Who? Bum, 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 bum. Huh. All right. Okay, so what else we got? We have Hogs getting a commit. Arkansas got a running back today. They picked up Tyrell Reed. I don't know if you guys looked into this cat at all. But this dude's fast. This is a really good get for Arkansas. Tyrell Reed. He's JUCO. He's a top, according to this, he's top 5 running back out of JUCO. 5'9", 205. They have him hand-timed at like a 4.37 or something, 4.38, somewhere in the mid to high 4.3s, which hand-timed I never really take that serious. His laser time is around the mid 4.4 range. That's quick. 4.4, low 4.4, mid to low 4.4 is moving pretty quick. This is a pretty good get for Colby Smith. JUCO, he will account towards the 2024 class. If I saw that correctly, he will count towards the 2024 class. Listen, 5'9", 200 pounds. We're not talking about a 180-pound, 5'9", 180-pound running back. He's got a little bit of weight on him, 205. Wouldn't shock me if by August he's up to 225. You know how these, how the summer camp stuff can go. They like to bulk these guys up. If history's any indication, they really like to put weight on these guys. It wouldn't shock me to see him report at 515, 525 pounds. He's got the frame, I think, that could handle it. You always wonder about sacrificing speed, like I think it did for KJ Jefferson. When he ran, he didn't look as quick. Rocket Sanders obviously didn't look as quick. The list kind of goes on and on. I don't know that Johnson ever looked any faster when he gained his weight. But I feel pretty confident they're going to put some weight on him at 5'9", 205, assuming that weight is up to date. Maybe it's not, but that's what 247 has him listed at out of Hutchinson. For the 2024 class. And he had offers from Akron, Eastern Carolina, UMass. I think that was – he had 8 total offers. Who were the others? Do you have any – Temple, UTEP. Yeah. Austin P. I mean, not a lot of huge offers, but you've got to like that speed. And I think at one point he was – I thought he played but maybe not. For some reason I thought he was formally committed elsewhere. But again, this is another one of those JUCO players. Doesn't he will count towards that 24 class, the 24 overall recruiting rank. So again, another it's a good get when you talk about speed. I don't know the angle, or why are you going after skill position guys unless they're wide receivers? I can understand going after another wide out unless they're expecting someone else to hit the portal. I don't know what's going on with all these offers to skill position guys. Again, wide receiver makes sense. I don't know. If he's going to count towards the 2024 class, that leaves you with 5 total scholarships. And you've got a little bit of time to add some more guys. I don't know that I fully get this, other than maybe, again, when it's someone on the offense and it's a skill position player, I just think, well, this is Petrino. I mean, this has got his fingerprints. Again, it's a speedy, built, his center of gravity a little bit lower at 5'9". His frame's a little bit lower to the ground, 5'9", 5'10", in that 200-pound range. That's pretty ideal for a college running back. Coming out of the JUCO ranks, so you're not getting a 17, 18-year-old kid on campus. Well, maybe he is 18, I don't know. But, he's at least played at a level above high school football. It's kind of got Petrino's fingerprints all over it. But, I just don't understand going after skill position unless it's wide receivers. And I kind of get going after another wide out. I get that, going after a couple more. We know they've offered them out of the portal. So bringing that to our last point here, kind of grading the overall transfers. Right now, I don't know how else to put it other than this is a very underachieving transfer class. I just think that it is. You look at all their offers, you look at who they're getting out of the portal. Guys, you're talking about Marshall, Coastal Carolina, Utah State, Jackson State. You did get Rodney Hill, another running back you got out of Florida State. Miguel Mitchell, earlier back in January, you pulled him out of Florida. In the spring portal, I don't know that I see any of these guys. Maybe one of the linebackers, maybe Rodney Hill, only because he's a little bit older and I could maybe see him getting in the mix somehow, some way, but not really. I don't know. I just, and I said this the other day when we had the call-in show and Brim was on the call and we had some other folks on the call-in, and I told you guys I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this team, and I don't know where I have them in terms of total wins and losses. Again, we got to do a breakdown. We got to look at all these other teams and see how their roster shakes out. But there is just nothing about this portal outside of maybe Taylon Green that makes you think that we're going to see a significant jump from 4-8 to more wins, other than, again, maybe Taylon Green and the fact that you have Bobby Petrino as the offensive coordinator. I like the staff on defense. I do, and I think some of the guys getting Jackson back was huge. Cam Ball's back. You got some experience back on the defense. You got some guys that should be leaders, especially in the secondary. But you lose Snacks. Jalen Braxton I like a lot. Jalen Braxton's, I think he could be a potential star. I don't know. He might be a 3-and-done caliber defensive back. He really might be a 3-and-done player. But I don't know. There's nothing about this team, and I really thought post-spring they're going to go out and they're going to grab. Listen, they got 5 spots left. Maybe they can do something that shocks us. Maybe they go out and grab someone. I know you can't offer within conference. That's the rule. You can't offer within the SEC conference, but you could still go out and get some guys, right? Some people that really stand out. And I'm not saying they're all bad picks. Again, I was looking at Larry Worth. I love this dude's size. I don't know if what they're going to actually do with him. You know, when you're talking about like the multiple fronts, they're probably going to operate a little bit more of in 2024. Maybe he finds his way on the field that way. 6'4", 220. His pass rush grade is almost 91. He had 20 total stops and interceptions, 63 tackles, and 4 sacks last year. Larry Worth is a very interesting target, right? Anthony Switzer, 6 foot, 210 pounds. I think they're going to end up probably playing him at safety. Some folks have said he might end up playing the nickel. I don't know about that, but he took some snaps, a lot of snaps in the box. That's where he lined up at. So, I don't know what they end up doing with him. PFF has him listed as a linebacker, but he more than likely will be a DB, 6 foot, 210. He's got really good grade, cover grade, pass rush grade, pretty good. He had a total of 30 total stops with 3 sacks, 85 tackles. Okay, there's something here. Blake Boda, that's another one I don't get. Why did you swap out or you knew you were going to lose Jacoby Criswell? You knew this. Bobby Petrino more or less said it when he talked about Jacoby just not really fitting in or not. I don't remember his exact words. Go find the tape. Go find it. He more or less calls Jacoby out. We knew, and he knew, and Jacoby knew. I think everyone knew. That's my guess. That he was out, and you go and you grab a guy with 1 total pass under his belt for 14 yards. You don't go out and grab an upperclassman. I understand that Blake Boda has history with Bobby Petrino, and Bobby's already done all the homework on him, I'm sure, considering he was committed to him at UNLV. I just don't know why you don't go out. There were other older quarterbacks in the portal. Maybe they did reach out to those guys, and they sent back no thanks, and then that's why they ended up with Blake Boda. At that point, why take Blake Boda? Are you telling me you don't have confidence in Malachi? Or is someone else going to hit the portal, right? We're going to have to see how that unravels. Steven Dix, I don't know. His PFF numbers are nice. I will tell you they are nice. Coming out of Marshall, 6'1", 240, 83 and 87. He had 66 tackles, 2 sacks, 25 stops, a fumble recovery at Marshall. Again, his 83 is a PFF grade. His 87 is his tackle grade. But yeah, there's just nothing about this class. Honestly, if I had to rank this class, I would say it's so far with 5 spots left. We'll see what they do, but I would argue it's probably bottom 2 of Pittman's transfer class. It's not like we have a bunch, right? We haven't been doing the portal for years and years. And he's got room. He's got 5 spots. We'll see what they do with them. It wouldn't shock me if they held on to a couple. Maybe they only grab 1 or 2, 3 more guys, and then they hang on to the other 1 or 2 scholarships left. But it's just such an underwhelming overall transfer class. I would not give it a very good grade. We're going to have to wait and see what Taylon Green does. Fernando Carmona, they put out some footage of him on Twitter the other day, and he held his own against Landon Jackson, who's a potential first-team all-conference defensive end. I think Fernando Carmona's got some promise. I really do. I saw it a little bit in spring camp. Danico Slaughter, right? Addison Nichols, Xavier Sori. We'll see what he does. He was a former 5-star. Really nice tackle grade. By the way, all the grades are available for you guys that are Patreon supporters in our Discord. You can go back and look at the very list I'm looking at right now. Jordan Anthony, I don't know. I really don't. I could be wrong. I don't know that I see that dude doing a single thing here. And I think that's why Pittman mentioned bringing another wide out, right? I think that's why they're probably looking for another wide out. And that's nothing against him. I just, he's a track guy, and, he didn't do anything great during spring camp. He wasn't bad necessarily. He just didn't really stand out. Sometimes you see these guys stand out. Jaquindon Jackson was a great get out of Utah. I'm excited about him. Anton Jukaj. We'll see what he does, right? Out of Albany. But, again, you knew. There were some guys over the years you knew when they signed out of the portal, like, oh, damn, it's on like Donkey Kong. Drew Sanders was certainly one of those guys. Drew Sanders was absolutely one of those guys. You knew he would have an impact. You knew, when we sat here and talked about it, this dude is a potential top 3 round draft pick. And they're not, I don't know. Again, to be fair, and this is what makes things so complicated, sometimes you see these cats go in and maybe they don't have a great spring, but they turn it on in fall camp. All of a sudden, we're sitting here dissing. And I want to make it perfectly clear. I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm not saying that they're all trash. I think some of these guys are gonna add to the workload. They're going to put numbers on the field. They're going to push second or first string. You're going to see you might see a couple of these guys turn heads. Maybe you do have a couple all-conference players out of this portal. What I'm saying is there's nothing that I should say nothing. There's very little, I think, on this roster out of the transfer portal, whether it be spring or pre-spring portal, the first portal window and the second portal window. There's not enough for me to say, oh, yeah, no, this team, to me, I've got this feeling like this really could be a beyond 7-win team. It's just not there that we could see right now. It could change. Again, maybe they blow our minds in fall camp. We'll have to wait and see. Anton, I don't know that I would write him off, the defensive end out of Albany. I wouldn't write him off. I'm not writing off anybody, but I definitely wouldn't write him off. There was certainly, of all the players I thought kind of had the deer in headlights moment, it was him. All through spring camp, he just kind of looked like he was trying to get comfortable. I think he could be promising. But you got to feel that chemistry, right? You got to get involved more with the defense. But he worked his way up. When Jackson was out of town for a wedding, he was a starter. For what was that? The second open scrimmage. He was a starter. So there's something there with him. We're just going to have to hope that I hope this isn't another situation like with what we had with Tesla last year. Remember? We were all head over heels about Tesla. Didn't happen on the field. Now I think we're going to have a pretty good idea of, is it that he needed a year to develop, or was it Dan Enos and all the issues they had on offense a year ago? Or was he just kind of, maybe we jumped the gun on him? But you remember, Dion wanted him pretty bad at Colorado. He was a hot commodity in the portal. So maybe it all comes together this year. And with Petrino at the helm, if there's anybody, Petrino really is. Him and Taylon Green are like X Factor 1 and X Factor 2. And then the offensive line is probably X Factors, the rest, the X Factor 3, if you want to talk about the group. So many questions, and there's so many things that we can't see. I can only tell you, combined with what I saw in spring, what you guys saw in the open practices, those of you that were there, or the red-white scrimmage, take all of that, combine it, and then what we see on a piece of paper on a website, and then just say, okay, here's what I'm seeing, or this is kind of where I'm at with the whole thing, combining it all, condensing it all into one opinion. I don't know that I see enough to move. I don't know that I see the the needle move. I don't know that we're seeing enough for the needle to move enough for me to say one way or another that they're going to be far better or far worse. There's just so much work to be done. And again, I don't know if Pittman is going to do enough to survive 24 or not. I'm not doing a too early prediction this year. I've kind of let it slip a little bit where I'm at, but again, I still got to look at all 12 of their opponents, and then I kind of have to compare what little we know, and the portal makes this so damn tricky, but harder than most recent years to really navigate the understanding of what these teams offer. You just don't know, man. I mean, it's crazy. Which is why I don't do a lot of we're going to talk basketball the closer we get to November, of course, and up until we've still got spots left, right, to fill with this roster with basketball, but basketball's even harder because you don't know. I mean, look at last year. We all thought this was a Final Four. I mean, we were screaming from the rooftops, this is a Final Four. This is a championship level team, and look what happened. They didn't even make March. baseball's had its impact as well. I mean, look at Arkansas baseball this year. Look at the transfers that are having an impact. Who would have thought they would have this much of an impact? And football's no different. And especially when you're talking about a transfer quarterback in Taylon Green. So, saying all that to say, I think I'm not doing it too early. Wins and losses this year, but the further we get through camp, the more that opinion will formulate more and more. The more I know what other teams are working with, or at least have a pretty good idea of what they're working with, then I'll put together a hopefully somewhat cohesive wins and loss right before the season starts. And this year it starts in August. Doesn't that feel good? I don't know about you guys. I love it when they start in August. I love that they're getting that Thursday game. So to wrap it up with the transfers, again, I'm not trying to crap on any of these kids. I hope they all work out, and I think there is some promising players that they got even out of this last cycle. I think the linebacker they got, Steven Dix or Stephen, however you say, whatever. I think there's some promise there. I like some of the numbers that PFF is showing here, not just the grades, but the actual numbers. Anthony Switzer could be promising, right? Larry Worth could be promising. Rodney Hill, we'll see what he does. But overall, I don't know if it's enough to move the needle, and that's the tricky part. We'll have to wait and see, right? We'll have to wait and see. We know that there's still some offers going out. We know they offered, and I think they're going to host Decarius Hawthorne out of FAU, 6'2", 295 pounds. I don't know if anything's changed on him, but he is someone I'm pretty sure still planning on visiting that I know of, unless he committed somewhere today. I didn't see it, but or yesterday. But he's got a pretty impressive list here. He's his numbers don't stand out a whole lot, but 9 stops, almost 5 sacks, only played 295 total snaps. So yeah, Arkansas did offer. We'll have to wait and see if what happens there. Again, that's Decarius Hawthorne, 6'2", 295. Wow. Angel, you might be careful, man. You might get timed out. That's a lot of What's up, Hog Dog? How you doing, man? I don't want YouTube or one of my mods to time you out, Angel. Better be careful, bro. Yo. What I missed? What's up, Brian? Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all's well. ESPN has banned him from being a guest on any of their programs now. Wait, who? Hold up. Who? Patrick Beverley? Or Shannon Sharp? Or not Shannon Sharp. Dion. Who are you talking about? ESPN has banned him from being a guest on any of their programs. Or was that Michael Irvin? I saw that Michael Irvin got fired today. That's crazy. No, but that was NFL Network. My bad. That's NFL Network. Bev is the one former Hog that I don't really claim anymore. I've never seen him shout out Arkansas before the Calipari stuff. And I can't with all of his antics and acting like he's the top. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, he is. Yeah. So it was Bev got banned from ESPN. What the hell did he do? All right, we're gonna see this. We're gonna see this video that you guys keep going on about. Where's it at? Let me share my screen. Can't throw a ball twice at a fan? He did it twice. Wait, in the same game? No, tell me he didn't. How do I switch my screen around? I missed the. Oh, here we go. All right. Hang on. Can you guys hear me? I'm doing a different scene. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Tell me if you can hear me before I hit the play button. Let me pull this up. All right, I'm going to play this as soon as you guys. Okay. Yeah, I see it now. I'm on my live feed. All right, here we go. I'm going to see what this is all about. I got here. This is the video, right? All right. Oh. What? Oh. No, you can't do that, man. Are you kidding me? Oh, dude. No. Can't do that. I wonder what she said. Did they escort him out? Wow. That's crazy. Wow. That's crazy, man. He did it twice. Yeah, no, he's got to be suspended. He's got to be suspended, right? Are they still? I'm going to be real with you. I have not paid attention to the NBA playoffs at all. Just the Celtics. That's it. I know they beat the Heat 118-84. That's about all I've kept up with. Are they still in it? That's crazy, dude. Oh, Milwaukee. Yeah, they should still be in it. It's Milwaukee. Oh, my gosh. Patrick Beverley, sir. Or are they still in it? Did they get eliminated? Oh, they got eliminated, didn't they? Oh, okay. Indiana. Oh, my bad. See, there you go. There you go. That's yeah, he needs to be suspended. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, I knew they were playing Indiana. I didn't realize they were eliminated. I thought they still had at least a game left. I knew they lost at least one or two of those games. I didn't realize they got smoked. I should say smoked, but they won a couple. Yeah, well, he ought to be suspended. That sucks to say about Pat, man, but you can't do that. You can't do that, man. You can't. That's nuts. Never let emotions take over, says Angel. That's right. He's probably getting a major suspension, like 20-plus games, says Heartbroken Hog. Yeah, he's got to be suspended, man. That's unfortunate. It really is. All right, that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you, on your way out, like and share and all that good stuff. I appreciate everyone who did share the content. You guys are awesome. Shout out to the sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, Central Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas. They cover you. Same-day services, better than best results, 501-244-3667. And, of course, Insurance Max, business, personal, life, and health insurance. Their link is also provided for you down below. They cover all four corners of our glorious state of Arkansas. So why don't you go tell Wes what's up? Tell him Ty sent you. Again, that link is provided for you down below. All right, you guys, if we have any breaking news this weekend, assuming I'm not busy, I'll be here, and I'm sure we'll react. We're still expecting some basketball commits. Hopefully they can fill some of those positions this weekend. They've got plenty of room, so we'll see what they do out of the portal. Again, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you when I see you. How about that? All right. You guys enjoy. If I don't see you till Monday, enjoy your weekend.